According to the American Psychological Association, transgender is an umbrella term for persons whose gender identity, gender expression, or behavior does not conform to that typically associated with the sex to which they were assigned by birth. Gender identity refers to a person's internal sense of being male, female, or something else.
An estimated 2 to 5% of the population is transgendered. There have been cases of bias-motivated violence against transgendered people since 1998.
Many know Bruce Jenner as an U.S. Olympic gold medalist back in 1976, and also a father on the reality show of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. But now he is known, or she is known, as Caitlyn Jenner. According to an official post titled "If Anyone Broke the Internet, It Was Caitlyn Jenner." Caitlyn Jenner broke the internet after revealing herself on the cover of Vanity Fair magazine. She also opened a Twitter account to confirm her gender and name change. Caitlyn Jenner gained over 1 million followers, beating out President Obama. Not many transgender people have had the luxury or courage to come in public and on social media. So Caitlyn Jenner definitely broke the norm with social media and communicating to thank everyone for their support as they go on the transgender journey with her. Celebrities such as Kerry Washington, Lady Gaga, Ellen DeGeneres, Tyra Banks, President Obama, Hillary Clinton, and many more took to Twitter and Instagram to show their support for Caitlyn/Bruce Jenner. But is this because she is a celebrity? Many took to Twitter to share their responses. A Twitter account responded, "Her celebrity status is great for visibility, but it can and will be used as a distraction from the lived experiences of trans folk who continue to battle discrimination when accessing basic needs such as housing, employment, education, and healthcare." Another Twitter account responded, "Caitlyn's coming out is relatable to mainstream American society because she is white, Republican, rich, and famous."
There are many famous transgendered individuals, including Laverne Cox, who was the star of Orange is the New Black, Amaya Scott, who is a transgender advocate and popular Instagram personality, and, more recently, Olympic decathlon great Bruce Jenner, who has been recently introduced to us as Caitlyn Jenner. Given the fact that Bruce Jenner is a public figure, how much leeway does that give the press to dig into this issue even though it is a private issue? This is open to interpretation. I believe that reporters should be able to dig into this issue because, in Bruce Jenner's case, this issue is of legitimate concern to the public. According to the book, Chapter 5, that was one of the rules for libel cases, but it can also be used in other instances when dealing with the press. That leads us to the question, does your identity transition with you? That would be a question that would ultimately be answered in court. One side would argue that your identity will not transition with you, considering the fact that when you take on a new identity, you ultimately become a new person. Therefore, you start over and live a new life. The other side will argue that changing your gender scientifically does not officially change the gender or identity you were born with, which means that you are, indeed, the same person.
No one is saying Jenner does not deserve support. While celebrating Jenner, Hunter, and others, hope the media will use the moment to draw attention to barriers transgender people face in everyday life. A Time magazine article written by Tessa Berenson discusses Laverne Cox, an actress from the show Orange is the New Black, as the first celebrity to be the most public face of the transgender acceptance movements in America until Caitlyn Jenner's recent transition. Laverne Cox mentioned on a Tumblr post that she is so grateful that she had the luxury of transitioning in private, because when you transition in the public eye, the transition becomes the story.
Are you the same person even though you've taken on another life? In the Caitlyn Jenner situation, is Caitlyn a public figure? Is Caitlyn an Olympic hero? In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Laverne Cox stated that she is very grateful that she had the luxury of transitioning in private. She was a private person before and during her transition, and was not well known until after her change. Caitlyn transitioned in front of a million eyes because Bruce was already a public figure. I would classify that by definition, Bruce Jenner is an involuntary public figure. In Chapter 5, it states that an involuntary public figure is a person who is thrust into the limelight by doing something without trying to be quote-unquote famous. When Bruce entered and won the Olympics, he was focused on perfecting his craft. Of course, being an Olympic athlete of any kind warrants fame, but you're in it to be the best you can be at your particular sport. With that being said, would that mean that Caitlyn Jenner is a public figure as well? Well, like I previously stated, whether or not your identity changes or remains the same would have to be determined by the court.
In regards to Bruce/Caitlyn Jenner's impact on the world, the transformation of Bruce Jenner to Caitlyn Jenner could have a positive and negative impact depending on one's moral, religious, or ethical views. The case of Caitlyn Jenner has had a positive impact because she is a celebrity with a lot of followers and fans. Bruce's transformation has been considered a bold step and well received by the public, according to E! News Network. This will encourage those hiding their status to become transgender take a bolder step to reveal their gender identity struggles to family, friends, and even the public. Caitlyn Jenner has had positive reactions today. We cannot forget that many transgender people do not have this support. They are still fearful to step out of their homes or to go to the grocery store or to even take a walk down the street every single day. It could be worse for those who have focused on the negative comments towards Caitlyn Jenner over social media and the internet as a whole. They are still living with fear and may decide to keep it a secret for the rest of their lives. All in all, Caitlyn Jenner has impacted the world like no other transgender individual has, and it will go down as an historical event for many transgender people to refer to in the future.